Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing another vintage recipe from the Modern Family Cookbook by Meta Given. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome, come on in, make yourselves comfortable. If this is your first time seeing one of my vintage recipe videos, I will definitely leave a link down below to my playlist. I have a bunch of great vintage cookbooks that I love exploring. You'll definitely like some of the other recipes. It is Christmas time, you guys. I had to do a vintage Christmassy recipe. I got the Modern Family Cookbook by Meta Given at the thrift store for $6. And this is originally copywritten, is that copyrighted? Copywritten. In 1942, this is a repeat edition, like a reprint from 1953. So that is the years we're kind of working with here. And as I was doing some research into this sort of vintage Christmas time recipes, a lot of the recipes are stuff we still do today that aren't that different. The roasted chicken, turkey, duck, stuffing, all of these sort of classic recipes are pretty similar to what we serve now. There was some pretty interesting like molded Jello situation recipes, but my husband was like, if all you get me for Christmas is to make me not try one of those, that's enough. So I was like, fine, because you know, I always make my husband eat these things and he's usually kind of sad. So that led me down the rabbit hole of what did the lovely ladies, because honestly they were 99.9% ladies in this time of life that were making these recipes. What do they do with the Christmas leftovers? Because I'm always making turkey pot pies and things like that, but I wanted to know what they do with their Christmas leftovers, which led me to this great recipe. Today we are making ham and cranberry sandwiches. This is a very simple recipe. It's nothing so out of the ordinary. However, I think it sounded really good. It's an open-faced sandwich. It's made with your leftover ham from your Christmas meal. And of course, some processed cheese, because you cannot have a 1950s recipe without processed cheese. So yeah, I thought I would share it with you, and maybe you'll give it a try with some of your leftovers this year. All right, for this recipe, it is for 10 open-faced sandwiches. So 10 slices of bread. I probably won't make all 10 of them, but you do need some white sliced bread. Also some sliced boiled ham. I actually got mine sliced at the deli counter, but obviously leftover ham would be ideal. I also have some American cheese. We have some sweet pickled chips. We have some jellied cranberry sauce. We have a bit of parsley, and it also called for butter or margarine, so I picked some country crock and some bacon fat, which I'm sure you could use butter or even nowadays cooking spray. However, I want to make this as close as possible, so I am using actual bacon fat to cook my sandwiches in. If this is a book that is in your personal collection, you'll find it on page 489, and you can screenshot this right here if you would like, you know, all the deets. The first thing I'm gonna do is get going on the toast. I'm probably gonna just make half of this recipe. I'm gonna make like 5 or maybe 4 because my toaster only fits 2 slices of bread at a time. All right, while the bread's toasting, I'm gonna go ahead and shred my American cheese. It's interesting that until I started cooking from these vintage recipes, I had just assumed that American cheese were just Kraft singles, and that's kind of it. It wasn't until I started cooking from these old books that I started going to the deli and getting like large chunks of American cheese for these recipes. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's kind of delicious. I think Kraft did me dirty all those years thinking that that is all that American cheese is, because honestly, it's pretty good, and there's like a lot of different varieties and high quality ones you can choose from, and I found that I think it's kind of delicious. So if you are the same way, maybe try a bit of deli style American cheese at your grocery store and see what you think. All right, next we are going to fry up our ham, and it calls for doing that with a little bit of bacon grease. I would not normally reuse my bacon grease. It's not really something that I do, but in this time period, you wouldn't let anything go to waste, and you would use it because you had it. So I do like that idea of, you know, reusing stuff. So, and I mean, obviously it will taste amazing, so it's working out. All right, I guess we just probably want it to get a little like crispy and whatnot. We actually are having ham this year for one of the Christmas celebrations that I'm attending. We're doing ham, so maybe this will be something I'll keep the ingredients for to do the next day. All right, now that our ham has been a little bit toasted, we're gonna go ahead and open our cranberry sauce. This is the jellied cranberry sauce. It's usually on sale this time of year, which makes this an easy thing to have. And of course, if you have some leftover from the night before, even better. Ooh. Everyone's favorite. All right, now we're gonna take some nice slices out of it. 4, because that's how many we're making. And now it's time to assemble. All right, I am going to butter my toast. Now, I know my own grandmother would have used margarine probably at this point in time, so I thought that using the spreadable butter just made a lot of sense. I know it was all the rage. My grandmother even called it oleo my whole life. That's what I thought it was kind of called. I was like, it's one of those like old lady words when you're little. My grandma, she would call the couch a davenport. She would call scissors shears, which is funny because now I do call scissors shears. And of course, she called all butter or margarine oleo. All right, now that our toast has been sufficiently buttered, we are going to add our ham. And on top of that, we are going to add our disc of cranberry sauce. And then, of course, a nice helping of our grated cheese. I do like that these are served open face as well. I do love an open face sandwich moment. Looking good so far. All right, now we're gonna pop these under the broiler for just a couple of minutes so that the cheese melts. All right, it only took about 3 minutes for these to get all nice and melty. And now we're ready to add the last couple of things to garnish, of course. I feel like the 50s are all about garnishes. We want it to look beautiful. So we're gonna do that and then we'll give it a try. Of course, because we need a little pizzazz, throw in a little bit of parsley on top. And because really, it's all about the presentation in this time period. This is really what they're wanting you to do with the parsley. It's just for looks. Gosh, I didn't get enough parsley. I need more parsley. Sorry. And of course, we have our sweet pickles that we're serving on the side because everyone needs pickles with their ham sandwiches, right? There we go. Ah, just like Grandma used to make, except not really. My grandma would probably not make this, but I don't know, maybe. Mom, if you're watching, let me know. Would Jane have made this? I don't know. Honey, lunch is ready. All right, honey. Have an open-faced cranberry ham sandwich made with leftovers from our wonderful Christmas dinner. Oh, you...
Eat first.
I think it's really good. Oh, you don't want your own? I think that the cranberry sauce is good with the cheese and the ham. Like, I know it's kind of weird. It's good though, isn't it?
It's really good.
It's really good. I think it would be good with turkey too. If you did turkey the night before, you could do this with leftover turkey. I think you could do it with whatever roll you had left over from the night before.
It's very flexible.
Yeah, I think this is actually like a totally good idea.
Wow, so they did have good food back then.
I mean, it's not normal. Like the cranberry sauce in there makes this kind of weird tasting. How do you like it with the cheese though?
I think it all really works together well.
Right?
Yeah, it does.
And honestly, I think that maybe brie would be good if you wanted to elevate it a little. However, I think the American is ideal in this situation.
Yes, it has its own flavor too, so it's not getting lost in it.
And it's like the salty sweet. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, so I didn't ruin your Christmas with a gross vintage recipe?
It's no ham banana.
You're welcome. Alright, you guys, and there it is. A quick one today. This was not a complicated dish, but I think it was a success, and I think I will be making some sort of variation of this after our next holiday meal. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, check out that vintage recipe video if you want to see some of the weirder things that I've made him eat. And yeah, let me know, do you do this kind of thing? I would be curious to hear because I'm not a person who ever keeps cranberry sauce in the house or around. I'm not usually into it. So I would be curious to see if this is something that you do or have done or, you know, I don't know, any kind of cranberry sauce sandwich situation. I guess I'm interested. And with that, you guys all have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.